Hi there. We are now doing lesson 27. Above all else, I want to see. Today's idea expresses something stronger than mere determination. It gives vision priority among your desires. You may feel hesitant about using the idea on the grounds that you are not sure you really mean them. This does not matter. The purpose of today's exercise is to bring the time when the idea will be wholly true a little nearer. In essence, this is saying, fake it till you make it. Let yourself believe in the possibility of this idea. Above all else, I want to see, even though every single time that you're defending yourself, that you're attacking, in that moment, you really don't want to see because you're believing something that is not true. But if you state to yourself, above all else, I want to see, which I did for years while I was still practicing and learning and seeing all the beliefs that were blocks to my seeing, then you begin to let yourself know that you really are committed to this journey. Paragraph 2. There may be a great temptation to believe that some sort of sacrifice is being asked of you when you say you want to see above all else. If you become uneasy about the lack of reservation involved, add, vision has no cost to anyone. And I can attest, when I began to say, let me stop defending myself with Ken, I really truly thought I was sacrificing myself. I was making myself a doormat. When you believe that you can make yourself a doormat, again, you're making yourself vulnerable. You're making yourself a potential victim. You're saying that somebody else can hurt you. Somebody can take something from you. But when you say, above all else, I want to see, now you're committing to want to know the truth of who you are because you're tired of telling yourself the lies that you are weak and vulnerable and couldn't be hurt. If fear of loss still persists, add further, it can only bless. So vision has no cost to anyone. It can only bless. If I could see the truth as God sees it, it can only bless me and bless everyone. And it wouldn't cost me anything if it's true that I can see like God. Paragraph 3. The idea for today needs many repetitions for maximum benefit. It should be used at least every half hour and more if possible. You might try for every 15 or 20 minutes. It is recommended that you set a definite time interval for using the idea when you wake up or shortly afterwards and attempt to adhere to it throughout the day. It will not be difficult to do this, even if you are engaged in conversation or otherwise preoccupied at the time. You can still repeat one short sentence to yourself without disturbing anything. So while I was in the midst of having Ken at the time, my husband, be upset and be in that anger that was coming from him, I would tell myself, above all else, I want to see, quietly, silently, or when my son Spencer was doing drugs, or when my son Tony was having a hard time in school. Above all else, I want to see. In my mind, I would let myself know that when I was feeling discomfort, it's because I was believing something that wasn't true. So I needed to, above all else, want to see the truth in that moment. I couldn't always do it, but I knew there is a truth and I do want to see it, and it's my priority. Paragraph 4. The real question is, how often will you remember? How much do you want today's idea to be true? Answer one of these questions and you have answered the other. If you really want to remember and you really want to make this true, then you above all else want to see. If you don't care to remember this, you won't be repeating it, and therefore, it's not really true to you that you want to see. It's very simple. Sentence number 4. You will probably miss several applications and perhaps quite a number. Do not be disturbed by this, but do try to keep on your schedule from then on. If only once during the day you feel that you were perfectly sincere while you were repeating today's idea, you can be sure that you have saved yourself many years of effort. When you sincerely, from the bottom of your beingness, really want to see the truth in everything, your journey is going to move a lot faster. You're going to save years of effort. I have watched many people at studying many things that I am studying, that I have studied, move down a path where they were not being consistent with wanting to see the truth, where egos began to get spiritualized, where they began to talk about some other process, some other plan. And in that, we're just focusing on another illusion, another form of spiritualized illusion, not on what was really true. And it's going to take them a little longer to come in and do this very work. There's nothing wrong with that. If you stray, there's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, the Course in Miracles lets us know that we're just returning to where we began. So we really haven't left the mind of God. We are just having a human experience that is just more uncomfortable because we're operating with untruth, lies, misperceptions, insanity. For us to enjoy this physical experience, we need to operate with truth, because truth is what will keep us safe. It's what will keep us from fearing. And that's why we want to do this work, is so that we can save ourselves from more years of suffering and move right to the juicy part, which is the enjoyment of this life, because we were created to be happy. We were created to be invulnerable. So why not enjoy life with truth instead of believing illusions? But to do that, above all else, you must want to see. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you in the next lesson.